Hey fans, welcome to Get to Know the Glads. Today we have Gladiators forward Cody Sylvester. Cody, thanks for joining us here.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
First things first, congratulations are in order to yourself and your wife, Jenna, for the announcement of a new baby boy on the way. That's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We just did the reveal on Saturday, so it's quite fresh in our minds. But going into it, I thought I was having a girl 100%, and when I shot that puck, it came out blue. So that's it was a shock to both of us, but obviously we're both very excited about it.
So, how long until that little guy's in skates and buzzing around on the ice?
Well, I'm sure as quick as he can walk, he'll be putting his first pair of skates on. We'll get him out there for sure.
That's great. Congratulations to you and your wife, Jenna, again. You've been local here for the last little bit. How long have you been down in Atlanta?
We just moved here last summer, my wife and I, but her parents are up in, I guess, down in Macon. And so we spend most of our summers, probably the last 5 or 6 summers, we would bounce back and forth between here and Canada. But up in Duluth, this will be our second summer that we've been here. So we enjoy the area. It's nice. We've met a lot of great people, and we're just excited to actually be home and play a season at home.
Well, we're glad to have you guys. And, let's start with last season a little bit here. You led Wheeling in scoring 48 points, 25 goals. The team really struggled. Was that a frustrating season?
It was a very frustrating season. We had our team was young, and the East Coast is a development league, and like we know that going in, but you hate to be last in the league. We had fun during the year, but like I said, it was a young team. It was a COVID year, so it was kind of just a weird year with COVID. And we had a lot of, I think we had like 70 or 60 guys come in and out of our lineup. So it's definitely hard to gel with your teammates when you have that much turnover. But like I said, last year is kind of a developmental league, and guys just kind of learned the ropes a little bit, and we had fun doing it.
You mentioned kind of some of the challenges with COVID. Take us through that a little bit and some of the extra protocols that you guys had to go through last season, being in the bubble and all that. What was that like?
Yeah, it was tough. Especially at the start of the season, no one had their vaccine, so we were very limited on restaurants and where we could actually go. It was kind of nice that our apartments was right across the street, so technically we didn't really have to go anywhere. But I think it was 2 or 3 times a week we had to get the COVID test, and for the people that have done it, it's not that comfortable getting it up the nose. So it was just different going to the rink every day. You had to wear a mask, and you had to wear a mask in the room, and it was weird. But I was grateful to be able to be one of those lucky players that was to actually have a season. So I've got to be grateful for that.
Well, I was going to say, last season was your first year back in North America after 5 years in Europe. What made you come back?
Probably my wife's job. She's a nurse. So she followed me around for the last 6-7 years, and we've been in Europe for pretty much that whole time. And she's been a trooper, leaving her job and coming to Europe. It's pretty tough to come to Europe, but but no, she wanted to start her career, and we decided to come back, and she got herself in a hospital at the Children's Hospital here in Eggleston, and she's enjoying it. And I had a good year last year, and we decided to stay for another year, or at least another year, maybe more potentially.
Awesome. So you played in Germany and Austria. Did you get to do the whole European tour while you were over there?
We did. In Europe, you only play 52 games, so it's usually only a Friday, Sunday games. And you practice every day, but you get that free time where you can go cruise around and enjoy Europe. And every year you get a November break, which is depending on the team, but maybe 5 to 7 days off. So every year we're able to take a pretty good trip and go see some pretty cool things.
kind of a two-parter right here. What was it like playing over there as a hockey player, but also kind of what was the weirdest part of living over there?
The weirdest part about living over there would have been the language barrier, I guess. That's probably, if you ask anyone, that's probably what they're going to say. Just going out and ordering food or the grocery store, everything's in a different language. So it's a little tough like that. As a hockey player, I enjoyed it. I mean, my game's more speed and kind of open ice, and with a bigger ice surface over there kind of fell into my game. But coming back here was a little bit harder for me at first. I think I ran into the boards a little bit, skating around just because of the smaller ice surface. But I mean, you adapt and you get used to it. And I've played over here pretty much my whole junior career and a little bit of pro. So I was pretty easy getting back into it.
I want to go all the way back to juniors here. Growing up in Western Canada and British Columbia, did you always know that you were going to go into the WHL?
I personally did, yes. Just because I kind of followed my brother's footsteps. He's 3 years older than me, and he went to Cranbrook in the Kootenays there, and he was in the WHL. So obviously, a little brother looking up to his older brother, that's what you want to do. Looking back on it, I wouldn't change a thing. I had a blast in the WHL, but a little part of me does wish I kind of went to school.
Sure. Now, did you play with your brother a little bit over in Europe? Is that right?
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to play a year in Austria, and then his last year when he retired, we got to play in Germany together. So it was a lot of fun.
That had to have been a little odd, right? Like two brothers playing together overseas, like in a foreign land. I mean, it's kind of funny.
It was. I mean, it's a little odd, but I mean, it's kind of a blessing in disguise. You're that far over across the world, and you don't have much family. And I mean, to play with your brother and have his wife and kid at the time was over there. They now have 2 kids, but yeah, it was just a blessing in disguise that I was able to play with my brother and get a couple years in with him.
That's great. I bet your parents, did they ever make that trip out?
Yep, they for sure did. I think they came a couple times, and they're able to, plant their home base at our apartments and kind of branch out from there. So it was kind of good in both aspects.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome time. Now, I'm curious to know, over the course of your career here, now this will be your 9th professional season. How do you think, if at all, your game on the ice has changed?
I don't think I've changed my game too much. I mean, I've always been a gritty player. I mean, I'd say I'm more of a speed, intelligent player, and obviously, if you get older, you kind of get a little bit slower. So I've seen my speed go down a little bit, but not too much, I don't think. And when that happens, you just gotta, 9 years of pro, you learn a lot throughout those years, and all the older guys and watching older guys, and they teach you a lot of things. So I think you just got to play smarter once you get older.
Now, I'm curious to know kind of what you make of the way that this roster is being put together right now for the Gladiators. And there's a lot of excitement around this group. There's a lot of experience, including yourself, on this Gladiators team and this roster entering this season.
Yeah, like you said, we've kind of got a mix of everything this year. Jeff and the organization have done a really good job so far in signing players. Like we got Nesbitt that's been around forever, and he's going to teach a lot of myself and the young guys a ton about the game. And we got Pellick, another old guy that's been around the league for a long time, and just the younger guys too. I've played with Josh Thrower in the WHL, so I've got to play with him. I've played against his brother and some other guys that I've played against around the league. They're good players, so the team's building up to be a good team.
Yeah, a lot of excitement brewing here in Atlanta for the Gladiators. Take us off the ice a little bit. Kind of what are you up to when you're away from the rink? What do you like to do?
This year I've been out in the lake a lot, golfing, trying to get out to golf quite a bit. I just went back home for a month to see family and friends. So did a little bit of traveling back home. Not a whole lot. I mean, just kind of gearing up. Wife's pregnant, so we've just been kind of chilling and hanging out.
Your world's about to change. Better get that golf in now while you can. Are you a stick out there? What's your handicap?
Not good. It's more of a go out, swing the club, have a couple beers, and just have
a good time. Yeah,
get away from the hectic life and just have fun.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Well, Cody, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us here, and good luck this season.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks for having me.
That was Gladiators forward Cody Sylvester on the latest Get to Know the Glad.